Okay, welcome back to Prison Yard TV. Tonight, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my history with AWOL Records and SIBO, along with Suge Knight and my brother Freddie T. With AWOL Records and SIBO, along with Suge Knight. So back in '91, I went to prison, and I got out in '92, and my bro started AWOL Records, and his first artist was SIBO, and they had just released The Gas Chamber. I immediately jumped in the loop, started going on the road, going to the studios. Didn't know nothing about the music industry at the time, but my brother got it from E40's uncle, um, and he took it to another level. So I came home in '92 from DVI. My brother had an album out, which was The Gas Chamber with SIBO. He was fully both feet in the music industry. We both stopped selling dope. We've been doing that all our life. We needed a way out, and that was our way out. E40, D Shot, Selly Cell, Little Bruce, Be Legit are all first cousins of my brother. So he had that Vallejo connection, and it was bringing in a lot of dough. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. SIBO was putting out album after album. As you know, he probably got 31 or 32 albums. I don't know how many's under AWOL. I think 7. 6 or 7 is under AWOL Records. And then he started West Coast Mafia. So during that time, Tupac was an up-and-coming rapper, and he loved SIBO. Excuse me. So in late '95 or the beginning of '96, Tupac called Bo up and wanted him on his album All Eyes on Me. So as you all know, SIBO got Trading War Stories, and he also has Ain't Hard to Find on All Eyes on Me. So that's under Death Row. At the time, my brother was in prison at Mule Creek. I believe he had a 12-year sentence for assault. And I don't know what prison Suge was at or if he was at the county jail. But me and our older brother, Bobby G, were at the office. And T had called from prison, and he told us he called collect. There wasn't no cell phone. He called collect from prison, and he said, "Man, Suge's about to call. I need you guys to put us on a conference call." And at the time, nobody knew how to really bring both of them together, so they're both talking to each other. So we was messing with the phone for about 3 or 4 minutes. I think Killer Tay might have been the one. Somebody in the office, maybe LaRue or Mississippi. Somebody brought in Suge when he called on the conference call. I think this was I want to say late '96. Maybe even '97. This might have even been '97. It might have even been after that. I got to talk to my brother and find out the dates. But anyway, my bro and Suge was on a conference call. We was at the AWOL office in Fairfield. And the conversation went something like this. My bro wanted money for the 2 songs. Actually, I think Bo did 3 songs with Pac at this time, but he wanted the royalty check for the 2 songs that he did on Pac's All Eyes on Me album. They started arguing. A bunch of disrespect was spoken. Um, as you know, we're Crips from 29th Street, Sacramento. Suge was a Blood. So the conversation was very heated. They gang banged on each other over the phone. Now they're both in jail at this time. And they ended up hanging up with bad blood in the air. Now, at the time, AWOL Records was at the top of their game. I think we was the first independent label to go gold. There was nothing on the in Northern California besides Black Market Records that was putting albums out. And SIBO's albums just took off. I mean, they just took off. And then we did Marvelouses, we did Looney Coleones, we did Killer Tays. We did a whole bunch of albums in a short amount of time. And my brother had a long sentence. So he wasn't reaping the funds from his work on the street because he was in jail. So we was all out here taking care of AWOL Records. So the story is this. My brother was at Mill Creek State Prison, and I guess Suge was going to get transferred there. But before he did, he told whatever authorities, wherever he was at, he couldn't go to Mill Creek State Prison because he had an enemy there. And his enemy was my brother. So we didn't hear from my brother for a few weeks. And he usually called every day. He was a phone hog in prison. He was a Suge Knight before Suge Knight was Suge Knight. No disrespect to none of the artists that was on AWOL Records, none of them. But my brother was a bully, a straight bully. They wasn't getting paid right. All of them will attest to this, specifically SIBO. Looney Coleone made a song about this. I forgot the name of the song. He said the 5.0 and the pound of weed was real cool. You bought your mama a house. And basically, my bro was Suge Knight and his artists before Suge Knight was Suge Knight and his artists. So he was known as a bully. He was a no-nonsense producer. And he had a very bad reputation when it came to the music industry. People were scared of him. Suge, I'm sure, was aware of this. And the last word spoken on the phone was it was on. So Suge ultimately told the authorities he could not go to Mill Creek with Freddie T because Freddie T was there and he didn't want to, I guess, have no beef with no one on that yard. So like I said, we did not hear from my brother for like 2 to 3 weeks, and we was used to him. So we're calling the prison, asking, is he okay? Is he in the hole? No, we didn't get no kind of answers to none of that. I think it's about 3 weeks, maybe a month later, he calls and he's in High Desert. He was mad as fuck. He was like, I'm gonna kill that whoop de whoop. I'm gonna do this when I see this dude. And it ultimately put a damper on us because we're out here and he's in there and we're trying to run AWOL Records while he was in there. So they had this beef. Okay, fast forward. SIBO gets violated for what song was that? He did a song, Swing, Battle, Swing, because once you get your third felony, 50 years you got to bring. It's a deadly game of baseball. So when they try to pull you over, shoot him in his face, y'all. And he went on to talk about Pete Wilson, the Sacramento Sheriff Department, a lot of people, and they violated him for the lyrics. Why catch a violation? So now me and SIBO are in DVI Reception Center side, and we're cellies. He used to sing that song out the window every day. And there was a cat in there that he didn't know who I was. Imagine this. So you got a celebrity rapper, in prison on the receptionist side. On the receptionist side, you have hardly nothing coming. But we got cops, inmates, convicts coming to the door all day, all night long, asking for his autographs, sliding them stuff, giving them stuff. It was favoritism going on. Well, this one cat, he was an older cat, and he was from Del Paso Heights, DPH. And he used to be a tier attendant. He used to come to our door all the time and want to sing for SIBO. And he did not know who I was. And he had told SIBO, hey man, why don't you move that motherfucking Mexican up out the cell and move me up in there and we could do some music together. And SIBO told dude, he was like, nigga, this is my bro. This is my producer. What you mean Mexican? He ain't no Mexican. He's from my neighborhood. So I don't know what this cat did. One day, me and Bo had went to chow, and when we came back, our cell was hit. The COs searched our cell. Well, they took his rap. He thought they took his rap book. So he went crazy in the cell. He started kicking the door, started yelling out the door for a long time. And about 10 minutes later, 5 police came to our door and asked him what the problem was. And he said, motherfuckers, you guys threw away my rap book. I'm going to sue you motherfuckers. My lawyer is going to be up here tomorrow and you guys are all going to get fired. He just went off on these police. So ultimately, they opened our door. They said they didn't take the rap book. They opened our door and they told us we could go look in the garbage for his rap book. Now, mind you, it was dinner time. You know how much trays and shit and they searched all kind of cells, all kind of shit was in the garbage. So me and Bo go down the stairs, but before we could get to the garbage, the dude, the Damu dude that called me a Mexican and said, move me out, he was down there and he had his little crew. They was looking for his rap book for a long time. And he had hella raps in there. Bo was in there constantly writing. That's all he did was write, read the Bible, and write his wife. So shout out to you, Bo. I know we ain't talking in a minute, but I'm going to tap in, man. I know you're going to see this video. I do want to interview you. We're going to put our differences to the side and we're going to holler like grown men, man. Me and Bo grew up together. And in the last couple of years, we kind of has our differences over a few things. I know his mom, my mom, he knows my mom and his mom used to be friends. They used to live across the street from each other. So we got a lot of history, but just like any family members, everybody has disagreements and we fight, we argue, but I love him. He loves me. I know he does. And we're going to talk. I'm going to have him on here probably in the next couple of weeks. However, back to the story. So come to find out, and I think Bo ended up getting a 6-month or 8-month violation for these lyrics, and he sued. I ended up going. They sent me to Soledad. That's where I did my violation, Soledad. And when I got to Soledad, the cat that came to our door, he ultimately, it was a plot going on. And I don't know if he was planning on trying to get my homie, stab him, fight him or whatnot because of the incidents with my brother and Suge Knight. But when I got to Soledad, this cat's nephew was there. And I heard him one day on the yard talking about Death Row. And I'm like, bro, you know them cats? He was like, yeah, my uncle used to work for Suge. And I'm like, what's your uncle's name? And he said it, and the name rang a bell. It was the cat at our door. So he was trying to move in with Bo, trying to get me up out the cell to move in with Bo, saying he could sing though. The dude could sing. And I don't know if he sang on Death Row as a backup singer for some of the rappers or not. I never heard him. I never seen him in no videos. But come to find out, this cat was hooked with Death Row. And I believe in my heart he was trying to get up in there and do something to the homie. Me and Bo never had this conversation before. But I was listening to some of these videos, Whack 100 and Big U, and all these cats talking about Death Row and Harry O, I just watched Freeway Rick talking about he should have been part of that. And all these dudes are factors from LA. So I don't know if he was just pushing his weight around and people were scared of him because he had money. That I just don't know the circumstances behind it. You know, that's rumors, but I don't know. But I know for a fact that Suge told the authorities that he could not be in Mill Creek because he was scared to be there with my brother on the line. Now check this out. I was in Jamestown back in the day. I think the yard was called Tuolumne. It's a level 3 yard. And this incident right here, Brother Lynch Hung's brother worked there as a CO. And, you know, of course, Brother Lynch is from Garden Block. So his brother told me about some incidents, but one day we was on the yard and somebody from the Bay Area was talking about Suge and Death Row. Well, this white girl CO handcuffed this cat and got in his face on the wall and was like, "Don't talk about Suge." And we was all out there amazed. We was like, "What's this bitch talking about? We're talking about a street nigga." And she's over there tripping, handcuffing this cat, taking him to the hole for talking about Suge. Come to find out, this chick, I don't know if she still works for CDC. This was years ago. I think this was 05. When did I parole from Jamestown? I think this was 05, maybe. No, not 05, not 05. This was before that. Maybe 03, 2003. But this chick, come to find out, the reason why she was at Jamestown is because they moved her out of Mill Creek because she was having a relationship with Suge and bringing him cigars. And anybody that spoke on this cat's name in Jamestown, she would go ballistic. She loved this cat. She was a fat white girl, short fat white girl. I think her last name was Cherry, CHER. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Cherry. I'm thinking of another CO. I think her last name was Blanton, BLATANT, Blanton. I wonder if CO Blanton still works. If you see this video, Blanton, tap in, hit my damn email me. I want to do an interview with you about Suge. Yeah, but that's the story I have about Suge and Death Row. You know, a lot of these youngsters, and my channel is basically to keep our youth up out of prisons and jails. And come to find out, now that I'm 53, I realize a lot of things in life. And when I look back at my life, it's like it was a big ass illusion. Like all these rappers, all these gang members that I used to be involved with, it's like it's a big old smoke screen over your eyes. Like you find out these people that portray a character, they wasn't really who they said they was. Suge was supposed to be this big old balling ass blood dude from LA that people were scared of. But on the contrary, behind closed doors, he was snitching. Who knows what else he was doing? And, you know, I usually don't, I'm a real convict. And I know people are going to make comments about this, about why I'm on YouTube exposing this shit. That shit is so old, but look at this. The rules of the street and the rules of prison is you really don't call no one no rat. You don't expose no one as being a rat unless you have the paperwork, okay? But there's just so many people on YouTube bluntly saying Suge's a rat. Suge did this. He called in and said this. He's giving up this. But check this out. I don't have paperwork. There's no paperwork on that. But I promise you, on my life, that Suge Knight had told, and I don't care if you guys say this is dry snitching what he did. Man, when you tell the police or any kind of authorities that you can't go nowhere to a prison because you have an enemy, you're scared, or you're trying to clear someone out and make the road clear for you to get there, you don't want no problems, that's considered snitching. And I heard these other cats on here the other day saying that Suge actually had an opportunity to go do his 28 years in GP, and he chose, and he could have hit a GP yard. He didn't have to go to PC, and he was in Sacramento County Jail, and some Oak Park cats had told me that he was paying them and shit. People that have money, they get taxed in prison. If you're a multimillionaire, you're gonna get taxed. Phil Spector, check this out. Phil Spector was a millionaire and he killed an actress in his hallway. He got convicted. That dude, the Woods was charging his ass for everything. $7,000 for a phone when he lost the phone. And I believe that they would sell him a phone and tell on him so he could get his phone taken away so they could sell him another phone. And people play so many games in prison, man. And if you're a known money maker or money getter on the street and you go to prison, people are going to try to tax you. If you don't have nobody behind you, standing behind you, and you're not in there breaking bread with people, they're going to tell on you or try to stab you or try to extort you. That's just what prison is, man. If you ain't got a backbone, you can't fight, you ain't afraid to pick up a knife, you're going to be a victim, straight up. Prison is where the wolves are at, and the sheep get eaten in there. I've witnessed it thousands of times from every nationality, every car. Somebody's getting extorted, somebody's getting used. I seen cats try to get at people's wives in there. It's just ridiculous. They say, I heard Dubs on here saying, that you'll never hear about rape in California prison system. I beg to differ. Even on level 4, I didn't see it with my own 2 eyes, but I was at Lancaster, and this Asian dude got his butt cheeks took next door to me. Or no, he was up above me and I heard it through the vent. And a Samoan cat was a celly. And I don't know the circumstances or whatnot, but he got his butt cheeks took. And there is rape in prison. It don't happen often in California prison because, like Dub said, there's a lot of politics put in place so these kind of things don't happen. And if you're a Norteño, Sereno, Crip, Blood, BGF, Kumbi, and you're up under them acts, most likely you're not going to hear about them kind of cats. It's against our policies to fuck with punks in prison. And what I mean by punks is that's what we call fags. That's what we call he-she's, is punks. And cats do it though. I know some old lifer cats that walk the yard with their little girlfriends. When they was in GP, when the punks were in GP, they would actually marry these punks, have a ceremony and everything in their cell and think they was married to these punks. And some of these punks, you'll be surprised, they got breasts, they wear lipstick, and they walk around with their shirts tied knots and they look like fucking women. And after these dudes been in jail 30, 40 years, they know they ain't getting none never, so that they tend to that. I know a white boy that was at Vacaville, and this dude was super swole. And this cat used to come to the dorm I was in and put these sheets up. And I know a lot of people are going to talk shit about this. The bed next to me was this black punk they called Portia. And Portia worked in the law library. And Portia had 18 years. And this white boy, he was swole. He didn't have no tattoos on him. I don't think he was clicked up. He couldn't have been clicked up with the white boys. But he used to come in my dorm like once a week and put the sheets up and fuck the shit out of Portia. And Portia was black. And this went on for a couple months. And then the white boy got hit. Someone hit him while he was doing flies on the bench. Someone came and dropped a fucking dumbbell on his head and split his shit open. They life flighted him up out of there. But like I said, there's rapes in prison. Now, I mean, there's consensual sex in there and all kind of shit. But this story is really about AWOL and Suge, man. And of course, you don't hear about AWOL Records no more because it ultimately don't exist no more. I believe Sibo got all the rights to all his songs up under AWOL. So West Coast Mafia got all his old songs. So he's out there doing this thing in Arizona, I believe. Yeah, he is in Arizona, Phoenix, last time I heard. But yeah, man, Suge ultimately got my brother up out of Mule Creek, man. And that's straight snitching. It ain't no sugarcoating it. That cat really got him up out of there. And like I said, these stories, YouTube is a platform, and it exposes fake ass people, what it does. And I wasn't gonna do this video until I was on YouTube yesterday, and I seen all these stories about Suge Knight, Whack 100, a lot of music videos, a lot of music executives on there, and I was listening. I'm like, man, I got to tell this story because, there's certain things that I've seen in my life in the music industry that would amaze you. And I'm not gonna go into all the dirt on people I know. But one thing I want to say is, what about them Warriors, man? What about them Warriors? You see that thing back there? What about them Warriors? Another championship today. Yeah, no one would take my bet on my Facebook or my Instagram page. I try to make bets today, $500 bets. No one took it. But yeah, this platform is really to try to save the youth. I'm trying to keep people out of prison. I'm trying to keep these youngsters from joining gangs. And it's a little channel right now. I just started. My production ain't right. I'm trying to get all these apps right. You can see I look blurry right now. The other day I didn't look blurry. I don't know what's going on with this computer. I'm on a computer, and I got some Canon cameras set up with tripods over there, but my connection ain't working. So I'm using the web. I mean the what's this thing called right there? This webcam. So I think my camera's supposed to be fixed tomorrow. They're supposed to come with some new wires. But yeah, I'm trying to save these youth from going to jail. So go ahead and share this video. I'm trying to build this channel up. Like it. Please subscribe to my channel, man. I need subscriptions right now. I need subscribers to come in. I need 1,000 so I can monetize. I'm getting up there in numbers as far as hours being watched. I think I need 4,000. I'm getting up there, but I need subscriptions. Once I monetize, I'll give more content. I got so many notes on content, but I'm not giving up all my content right now until I monetize. Right now, I do got a full-time job. I own a tree company, and we're doing ceramic coating on cars. So I work a lot. So all the money that people donate through Cash App, there's my Cash App at the bottom, it's going towards this whole YouTube channel. I'm putting all the money back into this YouTube channel with equipment. I'm paying my engineer to edit some of these videos. 916 Mix, Reggie Into. He's a great videographer. If you guys need any kind of videographer, any videos done, any editing done, look him up. Reggie Into, the Mix. He had a magazine out, 916 Mix. Fabulous editor, fabulous videographer. He's the one that did all Brother Lynch's videos back in the day. So we grew up with him too. He lived on our street. But like I said, any donations, go ahead and Cash App them, and it goes right back into the show. I'm not putting nothing in my own pocket. It's going right back into this YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow it. I got a lot of people that I want to interview, but I'm not doing it until I get 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to have E40 on here. All the people that I was rubbing elbows with in the music industry, there's hundreds. And you guys will be surprised some of the interviews I'm going to do. I got some down south cats I want to interview in the music industry. A couple from Atlanta. Well, actually, the one I want to interview from Atlanta is he's from LA, Little Scrappy. His producer, Crip Kev, was a friend of mine. I was down in Atlanta visiting them a couple years ago. So I'm going to get him on here and a whole bunch. Lil Bruce, Selly Sale, all the Bay Cats that I know. I'm going to have them on here. I'm going to interview them. Bo, I'll probably hit you tomorrow, man. If you see this video, you probably won't see it right away. but I'm sure someone will tell you about it, and you'll probably tap in. But if not, I'm gonna tap into you. But yeah, so if you guys like, share this video, and want to see more of these stories, my book, my autobiography, The Man Behind the Woman. So I started reading the prologue on here, and then I got to chapter 1, but I'm getting more views on the stories I'm telling, not my book. My book is my baby, man. It's amazing. The ending is gonna blow your mind. But I haven't been reading no chapters on my book because I haven't had no views on it. I had 20 or 30 views, and I'm not gonna waste this video time. I gotta do this at night because I gotta go to work tomorrow. I mean, every day. So if you guys do want me to read the rest of my book, The Man Behind the Woman, you gotta send me messages, man. You gotta request it, and I'll read a chapter, maybe a chapter every other day of my book. It's a long book, but the ending of my book is it'll just change you. If you listen to my book carefully about these bank robberies that we did in Washington, and how the ending of my book went, it changed my life. I wouldn't be right here right now if I didn't go to jail down there in Washington by Seattle after robbing 4 banks. It changed my life completely. It's called The Man Behind the Woman. I did have it published through Vicky Stringer, but I had to pull it from her. I was in prison, and it just didn't go right. She wanted to use a certain book cover. She line edited and scene edited it. That I didn't like the way she rearranged my book. It wasn't my story after she was done with it. So I pulled it from her. So I'm going to do my own self-publishing now, my own book cover. But like I said, let me end this video now. Go ahead and subscribe, like. If you want to donate, my Cash App's at the bottom. I appreciate everything. Stay blessed, you guys. And if you have kids and you want them to grow up and don't go to prison, don't go to juvenile hall, don't go to jails, you could tap in and email me. If you can't get through to them, I do one-on-one phone calls, give my story to them. Hopefully I can scare them straight. So go ahead and tap in. Be blessed, stay up, stay sucker free, you guys.